Hello and welcome to my stream. Today, I'm playing What Remains of Edith Finch. I don't know anything about this game, but that is very laggy. Ooh, nice music. Let's lower all of this. It's a bit better. Oh. Huh.
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning, with the house.
The beginning with the house. Is her arm broken? Oh. Oh. It's kind of dark. I can't really see what's happening. Is it lagging? Hello? Hello? It is lagging. I don't know what settings to set. VSync? I guess off. How is this? It's a bit better for me. How about in the stream? No, it still is lagging. Okay, it's much better here. It seems to be doing better. I'm gonna have to keep an eye on it. Let me see. Oh, the shadows look awful. Okay, is it still good? No. This game is too much for my computer, it seems. How about I do this? And I hate not having like a second screen that I could put this on to be able to watch it as I'm going. The sensitivity is very low as well. Oh, I love that little X. How it like spins. All right. Oh, it's still going bad. I'll just go and watch the stream. So if I press, that's weird. If I press Alt
I
Shift
lived
or,
here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
oh, that's really interesting how the text is like actually in the world. But yeah, if I press Alt Shift or Control, it zooms in. That's interesting.
Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago. Marked urgent. Open immediately.
All right. 7 years is quite immediate. Nope, it is still lagging. Quite a bit. Yo, does VSync do anything if I turn on VSync? Maybe if I decrease the resolution. Oh, this looks disgusting. Also, if I make it windowed. Hopefully this is...
I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
Oh, your brother. Ah, my mouse is stuck in the game window. It still has problems. Oh yeah, let me turn up the brightness a bit. Okay, let's see if I can auto detect optimal and what that will do. And then let me make it better than optimal. Alright, I'm just gonna keep going. If it's bad, oh well. I'm just playing it to experience it. Oh, I love how the text does that.
In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
I don't know which way to go.
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But
What
now I have
happened?
questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to.
Seems like something
Woods
bad
from the
happened
house
with
have
her
always been
family.
uncomfortably silent, as if they're about to say something but never do.
Is that a basketball net? Yeah. That's a really interesting
Exactly
house.
like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
It's like the Hello Neighbor house. What is
As a
the...
child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words.
Huh. So there seems like there's multiple ways to go. I wonder what happens if I like go a different way. Like, is there a right way and a wrong way? And then if I go the wrong way, it says nothing.
Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
Afraid of the house.
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
Wait, could I have gone through the front door? Did I skip something? What the heck? This is... I don't know where to go. Like, does it matter where I go? Huh. This game is really nice.
I felt like I was home.
Home? You've been avoiding this
But
place
instead
for
of a family,
years.
there were just memories of one.
Can't see the family picture. In loving memory, Louis Finch.
Like how only one restaurant would deliver to our house, so we had Chinese a lot. Or how after Louis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly. The table was still a wreck from the night we left.
I really
It was
wonder
like
what
a bomb had
happened.
gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture.
Whose
My
chair
mom
was
was
this?
the only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home.
Was this that grandma? Why'd she leave her chair behind?
Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth.
It's a lot of, I mean, this is a really nice view. There's a statue over there.
Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house, after it sank.
The original house. Okay. How come this one hasn't sank in years, though? I don't want to miss anything either. No, I want to play it.
Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house.
Their grandpa built this house. Impressive. And he made a music box. That's also really impressive. That's a sweet picture.
A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night.
That last night. What was that last night? Was that a bong? What?
My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive.
So much is being revealed here. What's behind this interesting door? with all these nicely stacked books on top of it. Actually, this is very interesting how the books are on top of the door. But what if you wanted to get the one that's like that book that's under all those books? But yeah, there's so many books. Yo, can I ride the chair up the stairs? Like,
After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
what? Where'd the letters go?
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room.
Why is his room unsealed?
Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him. Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets.
What? Oh, up. I don't have enough mouse movement for that. Right, can I also go to the basement? Or that other door?
Molly always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947.
Huh. Who was Molly? Her sister? Oh. There's a man on the wall. This is quite a big house.
The last time I was in Edith Sr.'s room, I was 10 and she was painting my portrait.
Huh. This is a very strange house. Everyone got locked in their rooms.
As a kid, I just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of.
Yeah, this is quite strange.
My Grandpa Sam spent 7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin.
So was his dead brother in the room? Wait. But they have a nice door. I wish I could actually see the graphic. Barbara.
Barbara was a child star for 2 years, until America grew out of it.
So is this all her family? She has a very interesting family.
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
Can you walk faster?
Edie told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library.
Somewhere in the library? That's a small library. That's a lot of Finches to be in that one room.
Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit.
Okay. Maybe the basement is where all the dead Finches go. That's where her brother is. Why didn't they put her grandfather there? Her grandfather's brother. Alright, where am I going now? Which room was it? Oh, there's an upstairs, though. I want to see upstairs. Where is it? Here.
Mom must have locked the third floor stairs on the night we left.
What is up with her mom? And why is no one opposing her? And where's Edith's room?
Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan. But I had no idea what was behind that door. Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead. I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole. Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
Is it in there? I wouldn't think so, but that's... How does the gerbil get... Oh, there's pipes. Tubes.
Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
Where's the gerbil?
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat.
Is she gonna eat her... Wait, is she gonna eat her gerbil? Oh, look, little girl body. Okay, it's so dark, I cannot see.
My Halloween candy was all gone.
Oh no. All gone.
Mom, can I come out now?
Sweetheart, it's late. Go to sleep.
It's late, go to sleep. Yo, can I go into Uncle's room?
The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
Oh. At least you didn't eat your gerbil. Wouldn't that...
I thought about eating Christopher, but I held back.
What? Don't eat your fish? Yo, personal bathrooms?
I ate a lot of things that night.
Are these like decoration? Aren't they like foam?
I kept eating and eating.
You're not supposed to eat toothpaste, honey. But why is she so hungry? That she would eat everything.
Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest.
No, don't eat it.
I reached out for her. And suddenly,
Oh,
it was a cat.
what?
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
This is a really nice view. Oh, it's Christmas time. Oh, that's a nice jump.
Didn't even look at me.
Where do I go now? Roar.
And I almost got her.
Where are you? Bird, why is the bird just flying and landing? Just fly away.
I could tell she was getting really tired.
Yes. Yes, my
Now
food.
I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird. I gobbled
Poor
her up.
kid. But
Suddenly,
she's
I
gonna...
was an owl.
What?
First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass.
Yeah, let's eat this little nibbler. Is she dying because she ate all that stuff she ate?
Rabbits.
Oh, I missed. No, I didn't.
I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up,
Oh.
and I didn't chew one bit.
Oh.
Flew off to find something bigger.
Something bigger? How big are owls that they can eat something bigger?
A mama rabbit.
A mama rabbit. It's gonna kill the whole rabbit population.
I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
What? Yes, a shark in the forest. Wonderful. Ouch.
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever.
Down. Alright, let's get some food. Eat the kelp. There's a... What is that? Is that a seal?
I wanted fat, juicy seeds.
Well, there's a fat, juicy seal right there.
I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good.
Ooh. Where's this fat, juicy seal with one flipper missing? There it is. Come here. You have two flippers. What are you talking about? You ripped off his flipper.
Tight. When I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
What is this? What are
I
you?
was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere.
Where am I going?
I was big, but I moved real quiet.
I'm curious what's happening, what this is.
I wanted to stop, but also I didn't.
I missed him. Uh-oh. What did I do? Uh-oh. It's nice music. Right, how do I get in there? The captain's bin.
After the last passenger, I was still hungry. And across the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it.
See, Mother? This is what happens when you don't feed your children.
I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
You better not eat the sewage. Oh. The toilet. Are you back in your house? Okay, what am I doing? Yes, this is her house.
I got closer and closer.
Are you gonna eat your gerbil or your fish? Where am I going? Ah, here we go.
All of my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to be, and we both know I will be delicious.
Uh-oh.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have. I got the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here. Before my mom sealed the doors.
So, did Molly get eaten? Or is that Molly? That cat? Where'd it go?
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past.
Who's Edie?
So, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly.
What's that, Molly then?
I spent a lot of time in Great Grandma Edie's room.
Yeah, great grandma. Why don't you control your child? Or your
One
grandchild.
summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity.
I can't read the, Edie won't go. I can't read that. Don't know what she was famous for.
Edie gave a big interview. I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time.
What was the previous thing that was being said? I cut it off. Dang it.
Her room was like a museum. For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind.
Oh, that's fun.
But 40
Taking his
foot
house
waves
with him.
off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea.
Uh-oh.
Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island.
Molly. So is Molly her aunt? No, Molly was a kid, though. I don't know.
Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
How do I get out of here? Hello? Can I get out? Can I get out of here? How do we get out of this? Huh, weird.
Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
Okay, let's see. So there's Odin, there's Edie. So Edith was born in 1999. So Molly died in 1947. So it seems like she did die after that dream.
Great-grandma had always been the family's biggest fan. Lewis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him.
Who was Lewis again? Her brother? Alright, where do I go now?
When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
Nice.
Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
Wish I could see the picture. Yo, nice bathroom, but having a carpeted floor is not great. Oh, she got a chair in the shower? Nice.
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife, Kay, left on the house was the pink bathroom.
Why she had to climb on the toilet to do this? There's a secret to this bathroom.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book. Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
Did Edith know about this? And who's Sam, first of all? Sven. Why is Sven not part of the family tree?
From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me.
So they're not saying contact? Oh yeah, her grandparents' rooms.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him. I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
Oh, broken foot.
My brother
I'm
said he'd
swinging
die
so
before he
well.
ate another mushroom. And he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Sam! Calvin! Dinner's ready! Coming!
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it.
Do
I
what?
told him going around was impossible.
Oh, this
Maybe
is
if I
his
hadn't
brother?
said that,
I'm getting kind of dizzy from this.
Calvin! I'm not gonna tell you again!
maybe if the wind hadn't picked up, then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it.
Uh-oh.
I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother.
Let's go. Around. I'm almost there. Whoa.
The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Hmm.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
I tried to do the same thing as well. It never worked out.
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
Oh, this is Calvin's half.
Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
Oh. Oh. How old were they when the thing happened? 11. So he lived 7 years before leaving forever. Oh. This is kind of cool. Who put this together? Did the mom do this, or the grandpa who built the house?
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
I guess I'll go here. Is there anything new outside of here?
Edie's father, Odin, built the original house.
It's interesting how some people have easy access to this thing, and
I
then
always thought of Barbara as a child star.
other people have it hidden in their room behind like a lock. Barbara, 1944.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch.
Spooky.
As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The
Oh.
secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box.
Oh, I'm playing now. Right? Yeah.
And when she found the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
What's with the music? Do I have to go down the stairs? Oh, I love this gameplay, how it's like integrated into a comic book in the style.
She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
So is her boyfriend just trying to scare her to get a good scream out of her?
The old Finch rattled and grew still.
Oh dear! Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
Oh, wait. Yo, that's so cool. Oh, the doors aren't sealed yet. Okay, what?
Walter, are you there?
Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Uh-oh.
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. And there he was. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
Yes, there is.
That night, she played her part beautifully.
Close the passage. Why did you leave it open?
Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges grown.
Should have gone out of the window.
all she heard was...
Uh-oh.
At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her.
Oh.
It was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final
Huh?
Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night.
Huh.
Little Walter, hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear.
Huh.
Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Interesting. So is that actually what happened?
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
Ugh. I have to move the mouse so far to close the book. Poor Barbara. But I'm so confused what was happening. Like, her fans are actual monsters? Or like, what? Like, what was that?
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
But that was a really smooth way to integrate into the story where the key to the basement is as well. I think that's really nice as well. Or yeah, I do think that's very nice. Is my thing frozen? They cleaned up the music box nicely. There's no blood in there. I'm still like kind of on edge from that horror story. They also cleaned up the blood real nice.
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
Where's her dad in all this? Did her mom have her dad on lockdown as well?
I sneaked down to the basement once, carrying packages.
Oh, the fridge.
I thought maybe she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
This is really
I remember
interesting.
asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could.
Walter. Who was Walter again? I guess their sibling.
If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years.
30 years.
On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine.
I should move the mouse so much.
That's what kept me sane.
Go.
On schedule, living for today.
So why is Walter down here?
I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything.
Also, where's he getting the peaches? Another one.
Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly. And then one day, everything just stopped.
Oh, he's got tons of cans up there. Oh, I moved.
The thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting.
I
Or
just
maybe
move
I
it in
just got tired
circles.
of being afraid. It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave while I still can.
It's also cool how they use the text on like where you need to go. So they're like, I have to leave, and they put it on the door where I have to go. Why is Walter living in the basement? Yo, and how deep is this thing?
I
The
know it's
secret
out there
passage.
somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara and Molly
Oh, he's hiding from that?
and Calvin. Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me. Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food.
Yeah, get some real
I don't
food
mind if I
other than those peaches.
Or a month, or a single week. I'd be happy with one new day.
It dies right away.
Imagine the sun on my face.
Okay, now that doesn't make sense. Unless, because I walked out.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here.
How'd they know he died? But okay, first of all, what's that noise? That's really annoying. Secondly, how does that make sense? Oh, okay, so that rumbling, that ground shaking he would feel was the train going by, and the tunnel led into a tunnel for the train. So it's not the train went down into where we just came out of, it's that we came out into the tunnel for the train, and that's where we were. Okay, that makes more sense now.
I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me.
That's a nice view you got out of your window there. Is that a train? Looked like a laser pistol for a second. Yep. Open. Too much mouse movement in this game. I like how the control is with like the mouse, so it's like, you know, you're actually moving.
Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter.
But then there's too much of it. Gotta move my mouse so far. Alright, be careful. Oh, he's got lots of model stuff down here.
Uncle under the house.
Albinos. Yo, you better not get hit by a train.
What else she was hiding.
Yeah, there's a whole 3rd floor.
I don't want to make the same mistakes she made. Trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe 2.
So she's not in contact with anyone of her family.
Stories for myself, and found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem.
What's wrong with
We
them?
believed so much in a family curse. We made it real.
I get it now. But I don't get the monsters. And all that.
I don't know if I should even be writing this.
How'd Barbara or Molly die?
Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me. But I thought you should know about your family. And the history you're a part of.
Are you gonna walk into the water? Nope.
Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now.
Yep.
I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth. And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible.
Which way do I go?
I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
Yeah. Can't live in a
It's
cemetery.
embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery may be more uncomfortable than the human one.
Pet cemetery.
Three of the gerbils are mine, and 2 had been my fault.
Oh.
Sven built the house, but it was Edith who designed the cemetery.
Barbara Finch. Walter Finch. Edie Finch. Sven Finch. Calvin. Molly. What about Sam? Well, Sam went to war. What about all these other people? Did they not die in the house?
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away. She could see it poking out of the water at low tide. Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
So the old house is still there. With
Edie's side was always
Odin.
easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better.
Huh. So there's Sam, Gus, and Gregory. Are we not going to find out about them? Because they don't have special graves.
She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us. There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part
Where
of me
is your
thinks
mom?
this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself.
Pixel shadows. They look great.
But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
Oh, you're pregnant. Can't see the body right now. Why'd you come while you were pregnant?
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common.
Wait, when did Sam die? 81 or 83, so he was 33 years old. Do we get a story from him now?
They were both pretty intense.
Oh, yeah, we do. He looks a lot older than 30.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Hmm? Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged.
Shouldn't we be leaving?
Just want to get a shot of you, Dawn, then we can take off.
Oh, this is actually really interesting.
Not quite.
Oh, I need to focus.
What?
Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit.
Please just take the damn picture.
Smile, Dawn. Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. The camera's older than you are.
So, is this Sam? It's so grainy. How do I...
Dad, it's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though.
What do I take a picture of?
Aw.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
Hold still while I take a picture of you.
Hey!
That's a keeper.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Dawn. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Dawn, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years. Last time I was with my brother Calvin.
Calvin.
Dawn, don't you think you could find something more interesting to photograph? Your grandpa Sven taught us how to fish, how to build a fire.
Uh-oh.
We found an old
It's lagging again.
with deer everywhere. I bet if I could remember where that trail was, we'd spot a buck for you in no time. Give me a minute to check the map. You don't need to waste any more film on me, kiddo.
What is this?
Let's see.
Dad!
Good eyes, Dawn.
Are you gonna kill it?
Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Alright. I don't like how it's lagging. Or that it is lagging like that. Also, I'm a bit tired. A bit drained. But Sam died in... Okay, so Walter was 50 or 40 something when he died. No, 53. He was 53 when he died. Sam was, yeah, 33. But he's so old. Is that Sam? Yeah, that is Sam. Let me drink some water. Where's Dawn? Dish soap.
Dad, I...
Make it behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Dawn, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you need to be strong. Keep yourself squared up. Elbows. Great shot, Dawn! I'm proud of you,
Selfie.
Dawn. Always remember that, okay?
Oh.
Sorry, Dawn. Just gotta reset the timer.
Okay, can I move now? Oh, I need to click, okay.
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally
so...
normal, Dawn. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think.
Dad!
Oh no.
Of all these stories, that's
Poor
the one
Dawn.
I wish most that my mom had told me.
Is Dawn her mother? Looks like it. Oh yeah, Grandpa Sam, duh. Man. Actually, let's... Is that her mom's room? Actually, wait.
Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
I'm wondering if this lag is caused by the bitrate I'm using. If I'm using a too low bitrate or a too high bitrate or something.
Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
Alright, let me check if my voice is actually coming through. Okay, seems all good.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Edie was great grandmother, okay. Ah. Why am I back in here? Whose room was this? This looks like a kid's play place.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it. I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
What am I doing? Oh, the frog. Oh, I'm controlling the frog.
Bartender's over, Gregory. It's time to...
Oh.
Hold on, sweetie.
Yay, more bath time. More frog time.
Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw.
Oh, more free rubber duckies.
What his world was like.
Alright, do I need to get on the whale? Bounce me away.
I know how silly it sounds. But I worried about a baby being too happy.
Bubble bath. Oh, there's more people swimming with me.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could.
I was having fun.
Called that night.
Damn it. Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
No, I want to hear it. What a... Leaving me in the empty bathtub.
I wish he could have told us about the world he saw.
Oh, I'm gonna drown. Why am I a green sea monster?
It wasn't your fault. I'm sure he's happy.
Aw, poor baby.
Be happy too.
Oh no.
Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
Why they put their divorce contract in the baby's crib? It was only 1 year old.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet.
And yet. Guess that's a poem. Poem for Gus.
Poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard.
What does that say? Don't I get
My
it
father
read?
made him come, of course, but Gus
Ah.
stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart.
Interesting. He's got a little spiky bracelet.
I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom, were the words that I
now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
Oh, I can go through the tent.
Dad ordered him to come here, but Gus declined.
Come
to
here.
As a sign held up his middle finger. The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
Are they gonna soar a windstorm? Looks like it, because all the chairs are flying around.
Down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made.
The kite goes the direction of the wind, and the wind takes everything else with it,
Thunder
too.
sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder."
I wish that. Or is he gonna die?
I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't.
Oh, yes, he did.
Until we found you.
Huh. So he died because
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus. My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died.
having to climb up a rock wall
At the time,
to get to
it was
bed.
as far away as she could get. Religion was another thing my mom never talked about. but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died.
Huh. Interesting.
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay. Louis was born a year later.
Where?
When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. And to see kids in the house again.
My plant. Dawn, that's her mom, okay.
The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that.
Just reuse old rooms. Why are you making new ones for every new
For a
person?
while, things were good. Almost normal, but it didn't last.
Oh no.
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
Huh. Oh, Milton is still alive.
After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
Oh, he disappeared. Oh yeah, they said they didn't. They thought he was still alive. That's fun.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
A flip book? Hello? How much do I have to scroll? Can I just press a button? Yeah. Oh? Did Milton make this flip book? A flip book in a flip book. Wow. Never was finished. Or was that the end of it?
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
Huh.
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors.
Where did he go?
I think Edie was happy to finally have another painter in the family.
He was young. 11 as well. Where do I go? Outside.
Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
Ah, so Edith's room is not in the house. It's probably one of those up there. Ah. Wait, so who is still alive? It's just Edith. I thought Edith said that there were 1 or 2 people alive. I guess you meant Milton, because they don't know what happened to Milton.
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Louis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. until Mom got him a job at the cannery. Everyone always told me to stay out of Lewis's room, except Lewis.
Why? Well, everyone stayed out of everyone else's room, so I guess that makes sense. Oh, yo, he had a boat in for his room? That's kind of cool. Yo, is that a bong?
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on. Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
Yo, that's like me. I die a lot in games.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life.
Oh.
He kept working at the cannery. But he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to...
Why is it? Yo, how many frames am I dropping now? Not too many. Mine began to
wander.
Oh.
I asked him to describe it.
Ha ha ha, you can't catch my fish.
Started small. Imagining a labyrinth.
Yo, there's too many fish.
He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads.
Toads? Why'd you put bats and toads? Yo, a dragon.
Things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more.
Do I need to keep doing the fish? Drove up the stairs. Which stairs? Where do I go?
I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on.
Did Lewis kill himself?
I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend.
In his mind. Oh, it's the imagination's getting bigger.
On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians. And songs for them to play.
Give me another fish.
He talked about starting a band.
Yeah, King
He was always
Louis.
humming something.
Where am I? Oh.
Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever.
Okay. I think my stream is completely frozen now.
Then one day it struck him.
I'm just gonna keep going.
That all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished.
Where's this going?
Held an election for mayor. And he won.
Yeah.
They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville. St. Louis.
St. Louis, a...
He started drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis. Until one day he forgot
Great.
to go home from the cannery.
Oh?
Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Louis kept sailing on.
Getting lost in his imagination world.
In Louisburg, he heard rumors of a handsome queen.
Handsome queen. Okay. So is Louis just gonna go crazy by getting lost in his imagination now?
The queen was on her own quest for
Radiant rainbows or sinister? Radiant rainbows.
radiant rainbows.
Oops. Oops. Oops.
He followed the sound of her
Yo, electric sitar, let's go.
Electric sitar.
Yo, can I turn around? These streams are converging. I don't want to converge into anything. Oh, I'm missing all the electric sitar notes.
His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound.
Oh, the imagination has taken over the entire world.
But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king.
God.
For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace.
The real Lewis? No, the real Lewis is chopping the heads of fish.
My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
Alright, is my stream gonna recover now? So where's Lewis going? Yo, is that a Nintendo Switch? No, it's not. Oh, I thought it was.
Began to forget the world we know.
Oh no, Lewis.
I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker.
Yeah, this is kind of not a great job.
He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
Yo, Lewis, you're not even grabbing the fish. Fake Lewis.
I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions.
Yeah. I'm the king.
Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on advising him.
Bum bum bum. Let's go. Is that the beautiful or the handsome queen? With her electric sitar and her rainbows.
Bend down his head.
Ah. Wait, what's wrong with his arms? Yo, he's gonna get his head chopped off like the
rest I think you know.
sardine.
Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
Oh.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
All we have left is Dawn and Edie. Where do we go?
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder.
What was the event?
I wish we'd stayed.
Is this Edith's room?
My mom ended up leaving everything behind. What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner. But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
Alright. Let's hear it.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it?
Ooh, a
Grown-ups
present.
have to argue now.
I'm sorry.
Hey,
you're
don't
right.
argue.
We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
Why? Yeah, but why do you want to leave this house? I guess because of all the memories and everything tied to it. Right.
the power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles.
Power shut
When
off
my
because we're
mom said
moving
the
out?
library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
Right now we're going to the library. Why she always got things on her hands?
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
Can't read that. Something History of the Finches by Edie Finch.
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born.
Oh?
That night, the tide went way, way out.
Ah, I control. Oh, out. We can go to the house.
It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years.
Really?
God, it smelled awful.
Yeah. I'd bet.
You know, I've seen that house every day of my life.
Are we Edith or what's her name? Great grandma right now? What's her name? Edie.
But I never thought I'd go back to it.
I guess we are Edie.
When the fog rolled in, I lost my way.
Uh-oh. That's the spirit stopping her from getting there.
I got turned around.
Turned around. I kept going straight. If I keep going straight, I'll reach it, right? Unless the game doesn't want me to get there.
For a while, I wandered. I started seeing things.
Oh. Dawn's stag.
Things I'd forgotten had ever existed.
Yo, there's some people who are very loud here. Hopefully you can't hear them.
But when I saw them, they
What?
felt like old friends.
What is this supposed to be? I don't know what that is. Are these like furniture from the house?
Things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them.
Yes, you did come back to them. Yo, there's a fence here. Intact.
Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
No.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go!
No, I want to see what happens.
I kicked and screamed,
But how'd Mom know I was in there?
I never saw Great Grandma Edie again.
No. Bye. Mom, why are you so mean?
To pick her up, but she was already gone.
Gone? Did she run away? What happened to Edie?
We
Oh,
both tried to make the best of it.
yeah.
A few years went by.
Oh, this is cool.
My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot.
Oh,
The rest
that scared me.
She got better for a while. And then she didn't.
Oh no. Poor Mom.
And then I was alone.
Oh.
The last Finch left alive.
Oh no.
Until I found out about you.
You.
I'm
Who's
still
you?
not sure what to tell you about all this.
Me?
If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you,
Oh, her child?
but now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way.
Oh no.
This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed.
Oh, lag.
If any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
So is this Edith's child? Oh. And the house still is there. Is that the end of the game? For Shirley Dallas. Alright, I can't see these pictures because of the quality of graphics I have to have, but this game was really good. Like the story, like the way they, presented the text, and like all the different little, and the ways they all the different or variation they had for each character's backstory, right? Everything was different. I don't believe that any two of them were the same. Yeah, I really liked how they made the text like part of the world. So it was, and it was part of the world. So it would be on something. At one point I said I really liked how they put the text on, like if you had to go to a door or something, they would sometimes put the text on the door, which I found really interesting and really cool. It was a good way to draw the player's attention to where the player needed to go. And what else? Yeah, it was also cool. Like it would pull the player to face the direction needed. So it was like, directing the player in which direction or where they needed to go without kind of like force. Well, it kind of did force, but it didn't feel, to me, it didn't feel too forced. It was like, oh, here. And it also gave like a reason to it. It wasn't like, oh, we're turning you this way because this is the way you need to go. They were showing you the text and putting it there and turning you towards the text. And to me, it felt like it didn't feel like too much. I also really like how it was all narrated, so I didn't have to like read all of it. I could just sit back and listen to everything. And yeah, I really like how it was, and I think it was really interesting how it was about like, going through the house, going through everyone's rooms and looking at the shrines of all the dead people or all the family members who had died, and learning about their stories, about like what happened to them, how they died. And then also Edith would tell like a little bit about them, like, oh, this is who they were, or well, some of them, right? This is who they were. This is some stuff they did. Yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, I like how, and it was like a way to integrate this storytelling kind of into the world, I guess, or a way to make the storytelling kind of make sense, right? So Edith was going back there to find out what happened to all her family members, and you just hear like letters or like a diary entry of like stuff that happened. Like with that first girl, Molly, she wrote, the end. Titanium. Oh, and Dawn and Edie got put there at the end. Oh yeah, and look, the leaves. Okay, that makes more sense now. It's like, oh, this is the person who married from out of the family to this person to then have these children. So yeah, the thing, what was, I feel like I was saying something before this happened. What was I saying? Text, reading the stories, finding out the history. It was like letters or diary entries, and then with Molly. So yeah, I guess what happened with Molly is she ate a bunch of, like, you know, like she ate the toothpaste, she ate those foam berries, and she ate her hamster's food. And I guess that's why she died, because she kind of poisoned herself, I think, with the toothpaste, eating all the toothpaste. So it was kind of her mom's fault that she died, because she was hungry, so then she ate stuff. And then Barbara. Barbara was very interesting. Maybe the story was that her boyfriend actually did kill her, but the kid, right, thought it was, you know, who is it? Walter. But Walter thought that it was like monsters who came. But I don't know. I don't know what happened to Barbara. It wasn't very clear what happened to her. It was kind of, but I guess it kind of makes sense because the only person who would know is Walter, who was like a young kid at the time. He was only 8 years old, if I'm doing my math correctly. Yeah, he was only 8 years old at the time, and so yeah, of course it would be like, oh yeah, because then also he was hiding under his bed. Right? And also it was in a comic book, so it would have been like, you know, made like a bit more extra and like more extravagant, I guess, like flashy, having like her fans actually being there, having a surprise party for her, then maybe turning out to be real monsters who then, like, you know, devour her or something. Because then her boyfriend did disappear after that night, so I don't know. Calvin was cool, but it was kind of just like he swung around on the swing, and then I like having this outline because then I could just like talk about each person, so I know what I'm covering. But yeah, Calvin was cool. He was just like swinging, then he flew away. But then Sam looked really old in his story. Like, if you look here, he's only 33 years old when he died, but he had gray hair, which was strange. Yeah, Walter was also really interesting. He was scared of, like, you know, the curse, and then he's like, you know what, why am I doing this? And then he left, and then died right away. Did he die after Milton disappeared? Looks like it. See, it just Dawn just got sick and died. Edie disappeared. Gus was okay. So the ones I really liked were Barbara, Molly, Gregory, Lewis. Those were great ones. Milton, his story was a bit like, what? Because, you know, it was just like a flip book, and he just, like, you know, painted something, and then he started drawing a flip book of him, like, signing off. So I don't know what was up with that. Lewis was actually really cool, really fun. It was interesting, because I do believe the chopping off the heads of the fishes, or off the fish, you know, related to parts of the story, because then there were parts where there were fish and the head would get chopped off, and I think that was linked to if I would chop off the head of a fish, or like it would happen when I would chop the head off of a fish, which I found really interesting. And the story too, like he kind of just went into his imagination and he got more and more engrossed in it, and eventually he just completely got absorbed into his world of his imagination, right? His imagination became his reality, and then he kind of chopped his own head off in the, or that's what was implied. He got his own head chopped off, like all of the fishes whose heads he chopped off himself. But yeah, this was a really nice game. It had a really nice story, and like the way it told the story was also really interesting and really great. Yeah, glad I played it.